Hi guys, welcome back. We're on part 7 of How to No Hit Bloodborne. We are on the final two bosses of the main game. We're headed to Gehrman and Moon Presence, so that's what we'll cover in this video. What I did was I have my all bosses without the DLC pulled up, because obviously I did it in three different parts. You do any percent, and then all bosses, and then all bosses plus DLC. But the way that my run went with the DLC, this one here, Gehrman, I don't know. I tried something new on him, and it worked, but it was really scary. So I kind of want to show you the actual strat, because in this video it worked completely fine. But since we pretty much left off here, I want to just make sure you guys know the levels and stuff. So let's do this. So we just came back after Ligarius. We are going to get 30 skill. So this is our final levels here. 30 skill, 30 strength, 50 skill. And that's our final levels for the main game. And then after we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to buy, this is not muted, we are going to buy throwing knives. We're going to get at least 20. You obviously can get more, but we need 11 of those total. And then what we do is we just get rid of all of our insight, so beast blood pellets, bolt paper. Just get rid of them. Those are probably the best things to buy though. And this is how we're going to set it up. So we're going to put bolt paper, beast blood pellet, throwing knife, and hunter's mark, and then we're going to go into the fight. So what I'll do is I will pause this one here and I'll bring up this video. I'll show you both. I'll show you what I did, because I chose to do something different, but I'll talk about it when we get there. So same setup here. It's just you know, it'll show you the actual strat. So what we're going to go for, and basically in this video before it starts, there's a lot of hype going on with like chat and everything. I've since changed like my notifications for like all the alerts and stuff that show up in chat, like my bot. But basically what happened was right before this run I got to Moon Presence. If you can see here, down here, Moon Presence, I have a 1 hit. And I literally got the run right before this. So I got back to Moon Presence on this very run, and this actually was the one. And it was a really stupid hitbox that happened. It was a really dumb thing that happened. I think in another video I'll show you guys the actual clip, but you can find it on my Twitch channel. But it really sucked. But anyways, what we're gonna do is we are going to look for this attack that he does right there. Let me show you one more time. So he'll do this. Notice the spacing that I have, because the swing that comes down from his scythe can actually hit you. So just make sure you space it properly. And there's pretty much two parry windows. You can parry him as his scythe is going down the first time. Usually I like to wait for the second one though. So he'll swipe, and then you parry. And you're going to do a dodge in L1 so that you do a transformation attack. And remember, we have the rune on that helps us with that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to wait for another one of those same attacks. And, you know, sometimes this fight can take a while. It can be annoying when he doesn't do what you want him to do. Okay. So that attack is good to go in. When he does that attack, I kind of call it like the Bo Peep, like the stage, you know, when they have like the thing off, like get off the stage type thing. He can do 3 different things. I guess 4 different things. So the one thing he can do is what he just did. So he'll do this, and that attack right there where his scythe goes to this side, your left side, is the best one to parry. That's the one you want, but you don't know that's what he's going to do. He also has one where he puts his scythe on the other side, which is very quick. It's very, very fast. It catches people off guard a lot of the time. And then he'll do one where he jumps in the air and does like the spin. And you don't want that one. So what we did was a dodge in L1, and now we did a parry to Visceral, and now we're gonna buff. So buff with your Bolt Paper and your Beast Blood Pellet, and then get your Throwing Knives ready. So, yep, see, that was the one where he was gonna jump. If you shoot him, you could stop him from doing that. Sometimes you could parry it, but I usually don't go for that one. So now we're pretty much just waiting. We're waiting it out, seeing what he's gonna do, and what we're looking for is a parry. And then we're done with the first phase. See how he didn't do anything there? So that can happen too. So just waiting it out, you know, just be patient. You don't need to rush this fight. Remember, you've done so much. You've come so far. So then we get this riposte. And now what we're going to do is get away from him. Get away because he's going to go to phase 2, which he deconstructs his scythe. Now he can shoot you. He's very quick. So we're just going to stay away from him. If you stay at a good distance, you will be fine. And our goal here is to throw 11 throwing knives. Make sure you count them. Throw 11. You see how he's dodging away? So just make sure you keep the count in your head. That's why we also have 20, because that's the max you can hold. So we are going to do that. I don't even know the number that I'm at. I just know that I know in the video to throw 11, and we're just watching it. So just wait for that. The reason we throw 11 is to get his health to the perfect point where he will instantly go to phase 2 the next attack that we do. So it looks like we're done. And the good thing about that is that your buff runs out. So you're going to rebuff at a safe distance. Make sure you're good. Rebuff, and then get your Hunter's Marks ready. Which I didn't do, but I probably will. And that's the attack we're going to go for. So if you notice, he does this roll and shoot. You're going to dodge in L1, 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 L1. Go behind him. As soon as his arms drop, if you saw that, let me go back and so you could see. You see how his arms are spread out like Jesus? So, boom, right when his arms drop, you're going to get the backstab. If you are too late, he will dodge away, and you need to be careful. So you have some choices there. You can mark out, do the fight again, or you can fight him in phase 3. And then what I do is after he's dead, wait until you see this old hunter badge, and then use your homeward bone. I'm sorry, your hunter's mark. And I like to go kind of close to the entrance. And then right when Moon Presence shows up, you're out of there. So if you do it too late, there is a chance that she can get you. And she'll hit you while you're marking out. So that's the Gehrman fight. So I'm gonna, I'll pause this. And I will show you what I actually did in the run with the DLC. Basically, my thought was, well, if he does the phase 1 attack where he holds the scythe behind his head, after I get the last parry, like the one before I start throwing the knives, he can do another attack before he transforms. And I was like, let's see what happens if I parry him. And I literally tested this in an actual run, and it was really scary. So let's fast forward. I did the exact same things. So there's the parry with the buff, and this is where we would start throwing our knives. And I was like, let's see what he does. So I marked out because I wanted to see, I'm testing in an actual run. I'm crazy. Don't worry about me. I have issues. But I just wanted to see what would happen. So I marked out, and we go through the same things again. So same stuff. Okay, so here's the last parry that we're gonna do, and this is where we would start throwing our knives. And then I was like, let's see if he does it. And then he does, and I was like, okay, so let's parry this, and let's see if we can just start hitting him and get the backstab here. So I do my transformation attacks. I didn't get one attack in, and I missed the backstab because I went too early. So if you notice, I didn't wait for his hands to fully drop, and I missed it. He has hyper armor, and I completely missed it. Either that, or he instantly goes to phase 3, and you can't backstab. I have no idea, but I think I was just too early. So I was like, shit, let me just start throwing knives and wait for him to do a scythe move. That attack that he just did, where he goes up in the air, he does like this wind thing. If you just dodge backwards, you're fine. Just do like 2 dodges. When I was doing Blood Level 4 for the first time, that was like the scariest thing ever. But if you notice what he just did, is that attack right there is very quick. I would not recommend going for that. I practiced this boss a lot, so yeah, I would just say, you know, practice at your skill level. Only go for things that are comfortable, that you're comfortable with. So same thing, we mark out. We're gonna get rid of our insight. Now I want to go back to the other video so I can show you the proper strat, and then I'll show you what happened in this actual Moon Presence fight. So we're just dumping all of our insight. We don't level up. 30, 50 is what we want. And basically what we're going to do for the Moon Presence fight is we're going to have our weapon normal, how it is now, not extended. We're going to hit her in her left arm, your right side. So her left arm twice. We're going to extend our weapon, hit her in the body once, as I just missed that one. And then we're going to keep our weapon extended and hit her in the head twice, okay? So there's one arm. And you can do these in whatever order you want. It doesn't really matter. But the goal is to get enough damage down to when you do what we're going to do, which is the parry, visceral, when her head staggers, is to pretty much have her to like one hit. And then we'll kill her and she's dead. So it's a very patient fight. You really need to practice this. Like, spacing is very important. It's it kills a lot of people. As you can see, look how close like she gets. It's just a comfort thing. Like, you really need to practice this, especially because it's the last boss in the main game. So there's the second arm hit. This attack has killed so many people because of the range that she has. So you just have to know the timing. It's not the worst boss once you get it down, but there is something that could happen, which I will explain when we see it. So we had 2 in the arm. I don't think I got the body hit, and we just got 1 in the head. And this is the best attack for the body hit, and there it is right there. So we just need 1 more hit in the head. And we are not buffed or anything. We're just normal. So I was too far. Couldn't go for that one. Being very careful. This run right here that you're seeing, the base game, took me 5 months. 5 freaking months. It was insane. It took so long. It was the craziest run ever. So many resets. So I have a lot of knowledge of this run, and I know a lot of things that can happen. So it was very exciting to get. If you guys watch this video, you see my excitement. So we got all of our hits, 2 in the head, 2 in the arm, 1 in the body. And now we're going to wait for an opening that we can stagger her arm. Because we hit her arm twice. The third one is going to either not take, like that, or it will take, which she will stagger, like that. And then what you want to do is get her head so that she staggers. And this visceral right here, depending on where you are, if you're going like up this hill up here, like kind of where Gehrman sits, if you're on like a weird angle, so if you're uphill or downhill, you're not on flat ground, sometimes what will happen is that this visceral just won't happen. And I'll show you what I mean after this. So pretty much you get the visceral, you do a shitload of damage, and boom, there you go. And I was so excited. I was very happy. I was freaking out. It was amazing. I was so many emotions going through my head. It was insane. It was absolutely nuts. And that's why we do these runs, because they're just, I don't know, man. The feeling that you get after so much time that you put in and everything, it's amazing. So that was the all bosses run. So we'll just close this, and now let's go back here and I'll show you what happened. So same thing, dump all of your stuff. We're gonna do the same thing, so I'll just speed it up a little bit. But notice the attacks that I go in on. That tail attack right here, you need to have a distance because it can hit you. Let me just go back so you can see it. So the first one can swing around. The second one won't really hit you if you're in front of her. And so here we go. So we're just going through. I'm just going to go through. I do the exact same thing as I just showed, but I want to show you what happened in this run. And keep in mind, the all bosses run that I got, that was the first time I've ever gotten it. This run right here was the second time I've ever gotten it. And the DLC, I've never no hit the DLC with the main game. So I've only no hit the DLC by itself one time, and that was it. So as you can see, we get the stagger, we get the head stagger, and look at my elevation. Boom. Does not give me the visceral. And I hit her in the arm, and I just started going to town, and we got it. And I was so happy. It was so crazy, dude. So this is my second ever all bosses that I've gotten. What you want to do is wait till it says Nightmare Slain, and you want to bold Hunter's Mark out. As you can see, we get 230,000 echoes, and that was that fight. It's absolutely nuts. Really just learn the attacks. If there's anything in detail you guys want me to go over or anything like that, let me know. But that's pretty much it. Gehrman, we go for pretty much one main attack in phase 1. That's really all you're gonna have to deal with, which is the one where he holds his scythe over his head, and then you parry him. And then Moon Presence, we either go for the jump that she does or the tail whip, but just make sure that your spacing isn't too far. If you're not comfortable, just reset and go through it again. But that's pretty much the fights. I don't know if I went over it too quickly or not. You guys always can rewind and watch, but if you want me to discuss something in more detail, I can. Just leave me a comment below. We've gotten a lot of positivity for these videos, so I'm gonna knock out the rest of this run tonight. And yeah, we're gonna go to one of the Souls games after this. So I might do Dark Souls 3 after this. I'm not really sure, or maybe Dark Souls 1. But yep, that's pretty much this video, and I will start doing the second video right after this. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.